Hi, my name is Brian, and today I'm going to be answering a few questions so that you can get to know me. So let's get it started. All right. I heard about VSA through my sister Maggie. Before I was like a freshman at Baruch, she was the up and coming vice president at that time. I decided to join VSA because I met a lot of people prior to joining VSA, and they kind of showed me a lot about college and a lot about what friendship means, and I really wanted that to be in my life. And also in addition, I never wanted to go to Baruch for college. I've always wanted to go out of the city for college and go to like upstate or out of the city or out of the state. And because of that, because I had to stay in the city for school, I wanted to be part of a community. I want to be part of a club that really showed me like what college was meant to be like, regardless of my situation or where the location was. I wanted to be part of an organization that really shaped my college career. And VSA really showed me that, college isn't about the location or about what school or about the name of the school. It's rather what you make out of it. So that's why I decided to join VSA. I think one specific event that really shaped my I guess whole overall experience in VSA was my first conference, which was Mac 7. Going to Mac 7 really was the most memorable experience, I think, because it really shaped the beginning of everything else leading afterwards. It showed me like no matter where you're coming from or no matter what your background is, there's always people out there who will always accept you no matter where you come from or how you look, how you talk. It doesn't matter. And it really gave me like, it made me feel really welcome. That I went all the way down to the DMV area, and even though these people did not know who I was, or they just had no ties or connections with me, they're so welcoming, and they honestly they were family. They treated me like they were family. I was family. So yeah. I was never officially part of Jiang because, 2 years I was serving on e-board, so I really couldn't be part of Jiang. And my freshman year, I wasn't really active with VSA to the point where I wanted to be part of Jiang, or I didn't even know about it until like later in the year. But it was already too late to sign up, so it was okay. But then eventually, I was unofficially part of Jiang, which is Isabel and Villager. And I think the most memorable part of Jiang was being able to travel abroad with my Jiang. It wasn't like my entire Jiang, but a few select people, Ryan and Jeannie, we went to Europe together. And I think that's the most memorable part about Jiang is that, even though you may feel like you don't have like people to talk to, Jiang really provides that, that safe space, and that, it gives you people who care about you, to a different level than like just your normal acquaintance or your normal friends. It's a deeper bond that you can build on, and I think that's the most memorable part of Jiang, is that being able to share an experience with other people and like travel to a different different part of the world, and like experience different cultures and experience different foods. I think that's the most memorable part of Jiang. I was, so my first year on e-board, I was associate chair, and my second year, I was the vice president. My experience on e-board has been honestly really rewarding, even though it was really hard, like a lot of work to do, and like it required a lot of hard work and a lot of obviously sacrifice. I think it was really rewarding because at the end of the day, all I wanted to do being part of e-board was to give back, to be able to give other people the experience that VSA was able to give to me. And I think that's the best and most memorable part about being e-board, is that you're able to have an impact on people, no matter your experience or no matter what you do. Even the smallest things you do can have the hugest impact on people, since everyone comes from different backgrounds. You don't know what people go through, and I think that's the most important part about being on e-board, is that you're able to shape lives of different people. You're able to have an impact on people regardless of what you do, and I think that's the most that's the best positive outlook about eBoard, is that you're able to change lives, you know. And sometimes you personally don't even know you changed someone's life. And I think that's the best thing about being part of eBoard. I think VSA changed me by making me a lot more mature, a lot more outgoing, and understanding that, hey, like, you should take a lot of the opportunities that are in front of you. You know, you should take risks, you should, you know, try new things, you should put yourself out of your comfort zone. I think that's what VSA changed about me. And especially for Baruch is really hard, because for me, I was kind of introverted when I started, you know, going to Baruch, because, you know, I really wanted to go out of the city to really be more independent, you know. But I think Baruch gave me an opportunity to see, hey, even though I don't like the school, even though I don't want to go to the school, I still have an opportunity to grow, you know, to be able to achieve that independence. And I think I achieved that independence in a different way than going outside to a different school. So my big is Ruthie and my little is Jiang. So first off, Ruthie changed me or influenced me by really instilling that, really instilling maturity in me, but also at the same time, she cultivated kind of like the child in me. She made sure that, like, you know, that even though my goal was to be more mature and be more independent, she was always able to bring that inner child in me, and she was always accepting of that inner child in me. You know, like, a lot of people may know me back then, like, as like the clown and, you know, always joking around. That's why, you know, I became social chair, because I was so comfortable with being uncomfortable. And I think Ruthie really cultivated inside me, because she really wanted to see me have fun. You know, I think that's the most important part about your big, is that they should be able to, you know, make sure that you feel safe and you should feel comfortable who you are. And I think that's how Ruthie changed me or influenced me. On the other hand, Jiang, she has a very similar personality to me, and I think that's what influenced me a lot, was that she was able to share a lot of commonalities, and we have a lot of similarities in our personality that really, you know, made me feel comfortable who I am in my own skin. And it also taught me how to take care of someone else, regardless of, you know, your relationship with them. And it really influenced me, because I never really had the, you know, idea of like taking care of other people until like I met Jiang. My MBTI personality is ENFP, which is the campaigner one. And I think it just, I'm not sure what it means, but I think it's just like outgoing, I think. So my biggest fear is living living an entire life, but having a lot of regrets, you know. I think that's the biggest fear for me, is to, you know, regret a lot of things in my life, and I don't want that. So I've been always like kind of, the way I overcome it is by, you know, if there's an opportunity or if there's something that I want to do, I'm gonna go for it, you know. Doesn't matter if it turns out bad, you know, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, I'd rather know what would have happened rather than, oh, like, I don't want to do it, you know. Like, I'd rather know the answer, I'd rather know the outcome, and, you know, that than just like, you know, live the rest of my life not knowing what could have happened, you know. I think that's the biggest fear for me, that's the biggest fear for me, because I don't want to live a whole life with regrets, you know. I don't want to be at the end of my life and be like, hey, I should have done this differently, or, you know, like, what could have happened, you know. And I think that's what a lot of people are afraid of, is that they're afraid of making that first step in their life. And I think I personally don't want that, and I, you know, always want to take that first step, you know. And I think failure to me, and failure plays a big part about this, because failure to me doesn't mean like, you know, you do something horribly wrong, or like, you know, you do a mistake. I think failure to me means like, you know, like just never taking that step to do something that you want to do, you know, just being afraid to take that first step, you know, taking that leap of faith is failure to me, you know, not taking that step. A special talent I have, funny enough, is something I found out fairly recently, about a year ago. It's something I can do with my ears, where I can make a noise in my ears, which is like a rumbling noise that can like kind of muffle about, like, I would say like 60% of noises that I can hear. and it's like a voluntarily thing that I can do with my ears, where I can, it sounds like bulls stampeding. And I only recently found out this because I was like reading some comments on Reddit and people were talking about it, and I was like, wait, I thought everyone could do this, but apparently only like a select few people in the world can do this. My dream vacation spot is Switzerland because I'm a huge nature person. I love, you know, going hiking. I love taking walks, and Switzerland is like a really big nature place and has really beautiful scenery and has a lot of mountains and a lot of trees and a lot of nature, and I really enjoy going out in nature and appreciating like the smallest things, like appreciating water or appreciating like a leaf. It's really a big thing about me, you know. I'm a really big nature person, so I really want to go to Switzerland because from the pictures I've seen, all the videos I've seen, it's like really beautiful. So I really want to go there next. And for the future VSA, I want to be able to see how VSA adapts to the current, I guess, environment with like COVID happening. I want to be able to see how, you know, VSA is able to, I guess, overcome this challenge of all these virtual events and how they are able to adapt to post-COVID life. I want to see people, I want to see how VSA is able to kind of shift the, you know, situation from virtual events to in-person events, if that ever happens. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, I've served 2 years on e-board. I think that's, you know, at least some kind of form of giving back to VSA. But other than that, I want to be able to give back to VSA by being that person where people want to look up to. Even though I'm not a perfect person, even though I'm not like, you know, the best role model out there, I want to be able to give, you know, newcomers or the newer generations on like advice, you know, like, you know, how you should approach college, or how, you know, you should, you know, your outlook on life. I don't want to be able to like, I don't want to tell people how to live their lives, but I want to be able to give them an influence or give them some kind of advice or some kind of, you know, path to go on, you know, so that, you know, because when I first started college, I was completely lost, I'm gonna be honest. And to this day, I may say I'm still a little bit lost, but I feel like over these, you know, 4 years in college, you know, I feel like I've been more wise, and I feel like I've been more mature and independent, where I can honestly say I can give, you know, these newcomers and these newer generations advice on how to, you know, overcome these challenges. You know, maybe, you know, you know, I made a lot of mistakes in my time in college, you know, and honestly, I think mistakes are just as important as like not making a mistake, because mistakes really shape who you are, and it teaches you a lot of things that you don't know about yourself. And I think that's what I want to give back to VSA, in the sense that I want to be kind of like, I would say like I wouldn't say mentor, but more like someone there to be able to like help people when they need it. You know, I want to be a resource, essentially. I think Jiang has a very similar and same personality as me, because we both have this kind of like mature and like really independent outside shell, but at the same time, we're both very like, you know, we're very childish in the sense that like we're, you know, yeah, we're able or comfortable enough to be, you know, have fun with other people, you know. And I think that's what we share in commonality, is that, you know, even though, yeah, we both share some kind of lifestyle where it's like you play hard and you work hard. I think I would be a lion, just because, not only because like, you know, my zodiac or astrology sign is a Leo, but I think I would be a lion because what a lion does, you know, is that they have like, they like to chase after the prey, no matter how hard the obstacle is, or no matter how hard the challenge is. And I think that's what I like about a lion, is that they're able to overcome their challenges and overcome their obstacles, no matter how fast their prey is, no matter how big their prey is, no matter how strong their prey is. They're not going to give up without a fight. And I hope these questions answer who I am, and get to hope these answers give you an idea of who I am. So yeah, thank you.